Hey, hey, hey. I think we are live. What is up, everybody? What is going on? It's your girl, Jay, and it is a new year, 2024. So, Happy New Year to everyone out there. I hope you had a good holiday break, whether it's Kwanzaa, Christmas, um, um, Hanukkah. or if you don't celebrate anything. I hope you had a really good holiday and a happy new year. I hope everyone is safe. And if you're watching me, we made it on the other side, so we can't complain about that. So welcome back to my channel. We are here to watch the third quarter of the WNBA finals. We are nearing the end of this series that I was doing. After today, obviously, we only have one more quarter left. And I kind of just wanted to stretch this out so we get closer to the season. I know we have free agency coming up pretty soon, so I can't wait to see how that shakes out. And then, of course, we have the draft. And before you know it, preseason and the full season is going to start. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. It's if you watch college basketball, March Madness will be coming up sooner than you think. So it's a great time for women's sports. And so I just wanted to relive one of the most historical WNBA finals, I think, in the history of the league, because we were really underdogs. People really didn't think we can do it. I know I've said this plenty of times before, but I cannot reiterate enough how much that people thought that the Aces were going to just throw in the towel and hang it up and let New York run over them. And that did not happen, as you can see. So I just wanted to relive it, and hopefully some fans would see this and, join me in the live or just watch my video. So I appreciate you guys that have been showing up to the live or just watching it in general. I know there's a lot of Aces fans out there, and we like to celebrate our wins. So who do we, DJ Bosco, what is up? Thank you for joining me. Question, do I plan to watch game? I looked at the schedule. I am planning to go to at least 2 games in Vegas. I live in Texas, so I might end up going to another game if I can swing it in Dallas to watch the Aces play when they come to Dallas. But I'm definitely planning to do 2 games in the house in Vegas. It's a tight swing for me because I already have something planned in May. But if I plan it out just right, I might be able to make their first home game in May, and I can see the ring ceremony. I'm kind of excited about that. So I've been kind of looking at the dates, but I couldn't really find tickets. I don't know if they're sold out already or what's going on, but I couldn't find that particular date. So I was looking on my phone. So I'm going to check my computer and use that browser and see if I can catch that game. But I would love to be there for the ring ceremony. Okay. You planning to watch the ring ceremony again? Like, you're going to Vegas to watch it, or are you just going to watch the game itself? I missed it. I saw it on YouTube, but I missed it, actually happening live. But I got to be there. Well, if I can make it, I'm going to be there. I'm actually traveling during that time, so I don't know if I'll be home in time in order to make it to Vegas. I ain't rich, so that's going to be a tough swing. But yeah, hopefully. If I can't be there, I'm definitely watching it. And I'm sure if they don't air that game, which I don't know why they wouldn't, but if they don't air it, I'm sure that Vegas will have it. Vegas will have it on their YouTube or something. Oh, you're driving this. Does your sister live in Vegas? That'd be dope. If you actually can go to it, that'd be dope. That'd be real dope. I can't remember, DJ, were you the one that said that, I may be wrong, but we were talking about Vegas merch, and I believe it might be you. Did you say you had the slam cover T-shirt with Asia on it, because mine just came in the mail today. I ordered it, got it in black. I'm gonna wear it next week when I do the last live for fourth quarter. But I just got that shirt. I wish I kind of got it in a different color now because the black kind of blends in, and you can't necessarily. I guess you can see the words, but it's not the best. In my opinion, I should have got a different color, but I just didn't want white. But anywho, I don't really have much news to talk about. Usually I have like some kind of something to talk about right before we get to the game, but it's kind of quiet around the WNBA. Like I said, free agency is coming up, and we're going to have the draft pretty soon after that. So once those things drop, I definitely plan to come back and talk to you guys, and we can chat about what good things happen to for our aces. Like, I would like to know, is Candace Parker coming back for sure? Who are we keeping? Are we keeping everybody? Are we letting some people go to save some cap space for, a draft, a trade or a draft pick or whatever? Speaking of trade, so I don't know if any of you guys watch her hoop stats, but shout out to them because they did a mock, and I guess they do this. They've been doing it, I think, for 4 years now, or this is their fourth year. But they're doing this WNBA mock free agency thing. So they like really have it set up where the teams are there. They're negotiating with the player's agent to try to get them over to their teams or keep them or sign them or whatever. The interesting thing, and I haven't finished watching this, but this never occurred to me. But Nneka Agumake, who plays for Los Angeles Sparks, who has been there, forever, right? Who was their franchise player. She is up to negotiate her contract. And so obviously the Sparks, and this is a mock. So anybody watching this, just, this is just make believe. This is not happening for real, but this is a mock free agency thing that her hoop stats is doing right now. Anyway, so the Sparks say, look, you can get Supermax, whatever you want. If you want us to bring Chanae back, we'll bring her back. Whatever makes you happy. We are willing to spend whatever money we can to keep you here. We want you in LA. This is your home, boom. And so the agent is saying, like, what other teams can offer more, or that can at least offer max? That's all I want to hear from. So the representative for the Sparks speaks up, and they're like, we want to offer you to come to the Aces. I don't know if I said the Sparks, but we want you to come to the Aces. Now, you will have to take a pay cut. So they offered her $160 to come play. She will be a starter. And they pretty much said, like, look, you got the state-of-the-art training facility that you don't have in LA. You have a winning team. We are working on our third championship. So your odds of winning a championship with us right away is there. We can't offer you the money, but, you will have your own locker. Something that, a lot of people talk about that they don't have at their other teams and stuff like that. So they had some perks, but it just never occurred to me, like, what if the Aces got somebody like Nneka? And then they also talked about how she'd be reunited with Candace Parker and reunited with Chelsea Gray, and they had that connection. It was like mind-blowing to me. It just didn't occur to me. I know RC who mentioned if we could get Nafisa Collier from Minnesota to come over, that would be a dope move. But I'd never thought about anybody else. I didn't think that Aces would try to go for anybody else because I don't know who would take a pay cut to come there, especially if they were a big name. Let's see what's in the chat. Oh, you're not going to... Okay. Keep everybody to have the chemistry, praying that CP3 will be healthy. Same. I hope Candace comes back. Like, I think we're good. We might... I would think we need to deepen our bench, obviously, like with the injuries and the loss of players. Like, we got down to, like, the game we're going to watch right now. We only had 3 people on the bench. So if we can deepen our bench a little bit, maybe I know Sid is a point guard, but maybe another kind of well, Chelsea. All of them can play point if they need it, but nobody's going to be a Chelsea Gray. But I just think we need to. I think we're good in the post for the most part. We might need another post player. The guards I think are good. I just think in the event that someone gets hurt, we got to have some, star power, some extra star power on the bench that can come in and help out. I didn't hear. I never heard about that. Like I said, NECA didn't even occur to me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They get the super team name all the time, but if they were to get NECA or even Nafisa Collier, that is a super team. But I mean, people want to go where they're winning, and people and the Aces, not only are they winning, people see like the chemistry that the team has and how much fun they have, and they actually like each other and the facility that they have, and how Mark Davis, the owner of the team, is so involved, and he seems to really, want to do as much as he can for the team. And other teams just really don't have that, and they don't really have the pieces to compete and have players that want to play. You know what I'm saying? So, they're trying their best, but it's just, to me, it's like apples and oranges a little bit on some of these teams with the things on the backside. Like, they're great players, but they're missing certain pieces. And then if you're a professional player, you don't want to be sharing lockers with someone or not even have a real training facility and things like that as a professional. Like, even college teams have, better facilities than some of these WNBA teams. But that's another conversation for another day, because I feel like the way that the treatment of these professionals just is not cool. And hopefully when they get this new CBA together, we can see some changes being made, hopefully, like better pay, and it can be we can have a wide spread of, good training facilities and things like that for these ladies that are playing their hearts out every single game day, and being entertainment for us. So a couple of things before we get started with the game. So this game, like I said, no one thought we can do it. We're down 2 starters. Of course, we're missing Chelsea. We're missing Kia. We only have 3 people available on the bench. We bring AC up to start, which was like a no-brainer. And then we get Kayla George to also start. And we weren't having the best shooting night, but neither was New York. And I actually think that Vegas was doing really well on defense, keeping the teams, because it was a low-scoring game. I think where was I at when I saw? Aces scored 13 points in the first quarter. New York scored 23 points. In the second quarter, Aces scored 17 points. New York scored 16 points. So not a very high-scoring game by the time, well, not a high-scoring game, period, but not just a high-scoring game throughout the first and second quarter. It just wasn't, I can see why the Aces weren't doing well. I still don't understand why New York was not doing well. Mainly, we know because Stewie was not having a good game. But I mean, if you suffer that much just from one player, and she's a really good player, I don't want to diminish what Stewie can do, but if nobody else is participating, I mean, I know Courtney Vandersloot was throwing threes like nobody's business, but somebody else has to step up if your main player isn't. And yeah, they were keeping up with the Aces, but there's no way that this game should have been this low scoring on New York's side. I just felt like they were just going to blow us away, and we were just going to be clawing to, stay with them, but it wasn't really like that. It was kind of a scrappy game for both of them. But at the end of the first half, so Alicia Clark has 4 points. She was 2 for 2 on the field. Asia had 9 points. She was 4 for 9. Kayla George had 5 points. She was 2 for 8, but also 1 for 6 on the 3-point line. She was throwing up threes like it was her part-time job. And honestly, I understand our desperation to just shoot it and something's going to fall eventually. We need all the points we can get. Jackie was 1 for 4 from the 3-point line. She was 2 for 6 for field goal. She had 5 points. Kelsey had 5 points. And then Sid, who was 100%, she had 2 points, Sydney Colson. So very just not characteristic points from, our team. But again, we were really, those turnovers we had in the first quarter was killing us. So I think it was just a bunch of kind of like jitters and things like that, because this is like a closeout game, or could be a closeout game for us to win the championship. And it was a lot of nerves, and we don't have Chelsea, so the ball is going all over the place. So I understood that. But we know that the Aces ended up pulling this out, and it is crazy. So down by 10 first quarter, down by 9 second quarter. And when we watch this third quarter, by the end of the third quarter, the Aces will have the lead. And that's when things get crazy. That's when things get crazy. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and start to watch this third quarter of Game 4, New York Liberty versus the Las Vegas Aces. So let me know in the comments if you guys are watching, if the sound is weird or you can't hear or something like that, and that way I'll be able to fix it. If not, I'm just letting it play because I hear something different on my end than you guys do out there. All right. So let's go ahead and check this game out.
Ready to start the third quarter of Game 4 of these best-of-5 finals. The Liberty, a 39-30 lead over the Aces. And after a struggle at the start of these finals at times, Benijah Laney, Courtney Vandersloot really bringing it tonight as we welcome you back courtside.
Missing Kia Stokes and Chelsea Gray, a member of that quartet. The big question was, how will the remaining big three perform tonight? A'ja Wilson already more efficient than she was in Game 3, and all eyes on Kelsey Plum and Jackie Young. Can they continue the physicality? They played every minute in that first half. Can they continue their communication and increase their scoring output to pull their team through here in the second?
Well, Andrea Vegas had cut it to 1 with 2:30 to go in that first half. And then New York ended the half on a sprint, helped by a couple of Kayla George misses. They hit a couple threes, and it's a 9-point game as we begin the third, an 8-0 run to finish that second. And Laney misfires on her first attempt. A'ja Wilson, her 9th rebound.
The Liberty like to run that action, though, at start of quarters, out of timeouts, when Laney's going over the top on the Iverson cut.
Vegas was by far and away the best third-quarter team in the league this season, as George can't reverse it home around Stewart. Stewart just 1 of 8 from the floor in that first half. Ionescu, truth. Second 3 of the game for Ionescu, and New York, its largest lead. It's 12 as Young.
Yeah, Jackie.
On the tape.
How did she finish that? She was completely off balance going into the lane.
Because she's Jackie. That's what she does.
Jonquel Jones bodying with George, draws 2. Hey, look, what a pass from Jones. It was almost like Vandersloot didn't realize she was so open. Just had to lay it home and missed it.
She should realize it by now, though, because she's often very open.
Very good point as Las Vegas turns it over for an 11th time.
A player who has to create her openness right here. The step back going to the right for Sabrina Ionescu. And Jackie Young loses her balance a bit, but still eyes on the rim, able to use her strength to finish.
Game 5 would be Friday night, 9 Eastern on ESPN. Liberty trying to force it. Ionescu, not that time. George the rebound. Clark gives it back to George. Lines it up. Again, can't hit.
Too early in the shot clock. Kayla George has not been able to find her rhythm. Shooting
George
the
said, "I'm
basketball.
shooting
That
these
one was
threes."
too early.
Kayla George has taken more field goal attempts than any member of the Aces tonight as New York turns it over again.
Great battle by Kelsey Plum in the post.
Here's Young. Off to Wilson. A rare miss in the mid-range for Asia Wilson.
That should have been money.
Ionescu wheeling into the paint. Has an open Jones. Catch, fire. No. Laney got a hand on it, but nothing more. Vegas has missed its last 8 3-point attempts. Plum shovels it up and off. Plum trying to get back to her feet. New York with numbers. Ionescu to Vandersloot. Oh, what movement!
That was kind of nice.
Stewart finishes it off. Here's Plum. Out to George. Left alone again. That one goes down. So how do you balance it, Rebecca? If you're Kayla George, you're obviously being left wide open. She's firing away. How judicious should she be?
I think it's kind of the feel and the rhythm of how that play is going, how the previous play went. That time, Plum got really nice, deep penetration into the paint, and George stepped into it.
2 of 8 now from 3 is George. Ionescu on the cut. Vandersloot on the dish.
You cannot be giving that stuff up like that.
Courtney Vandersloot 3 assists away from tying Sue Bird for most assists in playoff history. Clark looked like she got fouled from behind.
She definitely got
Ionescu,
fouled.
no call. Stewart tried to leave a dime. Laney able to save it, but just to Vegas. Plum is open on the wing. Young doesn't see her. Plum wide open in the corner, calling for the basketball. Instead, it's George who rattles in another 3.
So to answer your question, Kayla George should shoot it every single time that she's open.
Not shy at all. She has attempted 9 threes as New York, off the deflection, will retain possession.
Kayla George in the first half was 1 for 6 from 3. New York continues to leave her open here in this second half. The last couple times she's made them pay.
Well, and we heard Becky Hammond at shoot-around say to Kayla George, you know I always think it's going in when you release it. Even though George struggled in her limited attempts from 3 this season, 23%, 15 of 64. Stewart fading over Clark, left it way short, out of bounds. Let's check in with Holly.
Well, I talked to Kayla George today, how she was feeling with this new expanded role today. She hasn't started all season long. And she said, listen, I've been playing 17 years professionally all over the world. I just have to go out there and be myself. Remember, she's a high-level player for the Australian national team. She's actually played for Liberty coach Sandy Brondello for 10 years as a member of the Opals. She is an experienced veteran player. She is not shocked or shy in this moment, as you can see from those 3-point attempts.
The leading scorer right now for Vegas, George. Not that time. Good looking attempt as well. Kayla George 3 for 10 from deep, 4 for 13 from the floor.
Holly will do interviews in French, but won't do an Australian accent when quoting Kayla George.
Vandersloot short on the jumper. Wilson the rebound. For as sloppy as Vegas has been for much of this game without Chelsea Gray, here they are, down just 8. Wilson gets denied by Jones. It's going to stay here.
To use one of your words, Ryan, it looks like Asia's nuzzling in. Jonquil does a good job keeping space and getting the clean block up top.
Jonquil Jones is done about as good a job as you could possibly do against a star like Wilson. You look at her defensively throughout the year against the 2-time MVP. As Vandersloot checks out, Johannes in for New York. Here's Wilson. To the elbow she goes, and that is cash.
There you go, Asia.
Asia Wilson, 11 points, 10 rebounds, and New York needs a timeout. 6-point game, under 5 to go in the third.
A'ja Wilson already with a double-double in this game. She's been here before. The two-time MVP, keeping her team very much in this one.
With a few minutes to go, 5 minutes left. See, something happens with her foot. Moments later, left the floor. Unavailable here in game 4. Not expected to play in game 5. Doing everything she can on the bench, trying to will her team tonight.
That boot is off now, though, y'all. The boot is off.
The players this morning talked about how much Chelsea Gray leads them and how much she communicates. Look at the eyes. Look at Sydney Colson. Look at all the players and the way they look at her. The feedback that she has throughout the last 2 seasons given to and received from Becky Hammond. Such respect for Chelsea Gray.
Chelsea Gray, the unquestioned best point guard in the world, a 2-time champion, 1 win away from a 3rd title, doing everything she can for her team without being on the floor. Ionescu blows the layup. There's been a couple of those for New York in the 3rd. Clark didn't take. Wilson once again matched up on Johannes, and that is easy prey for A'ja Wilson.
Yes, A'ja. Put us on your back, girl.
We've seen that since Johannes has come into the game. A'ja Wilson, 13 points, 11 rebounds. Johannes way off the mark.
4-point game, y'all.
Otherwise attempt.
4-point game.
Wilson another board. It's a 4-point game. Aces on a 7-0 run. Plum rounding off on a 3 as Stewart gobbles up her 11th rebound. Here's Ionescu. Colson gets over the screen.
Great defense by Colson, yes.
Stewart, step back, off the mark. Blaney battles for the board. Stewart now 2 of 11 from the floor. 7 to shoot. Ionescu fighting off Plum, lost the handle, got it back, fades, can't hit. Jones taps the rebound. Another chance here for New York. Johannes left alone will fire way off the mark.
It's Issa Rae down there that couldn't find her seat that is cracking me up.
In this game, we saw it in the 2nd quarter. We're seeing it here in the 3rd quarter, getting great looks. Sabrina, layup look. That's a great look for Maureen Johannes.
Well, and if you are Las Vegas, you have to be reinvigorated with what's transpired here thus far. You've stayed attached despite no Kia Stokes and no Chelsea Gray. It's a 4-point game late in the 3rd. Wow, Kelsey Plum just took a shot. And foul is called against Johannes.
Her husband's the one who's supposed to take those kind of shots
here
in the
tonight.
sport, right?
Yes. Tight end for the New York Giants, Darren Waller, who probably is still looking for a pass interference call that didn't come the other night. Ionescu will check out. Vandersloot in. Rebecca, I wonder about New York and how long they can go with Johannes with what we've seen thus far here in game 4.
Yeah, she struggles at times on the defensive end, and certainly the reason she's out there is to hit open shots.
Wilson can't
Look at Plum with that rebound.
Offensive rebound. Tipped into the arms of Wilson. One-on-one with Jones. Wilson, the footwork and the trap. As part of Breast Cancer Awareness Month in the WNBA Finals, the WNBA and YouTube TV are partnering with the American Cancer Society to help encourage breast cancer screenings. For more information and to find a free or low-cost screening location near you, scan the QR.
Early detection is so important. Encourage all women to do
Right,
their
they couldn't make
self-exams.
a lot of stuff fall.
Gets fouled on the cut by Colson, her 4th. And so Maureen Johannes will go to the line, where New York is just 5 of 8 so far tonight. Johannes had an explosive opening half in game 1, mostly muted since. It's time for Try It Free Throws, brought to you by YouTube TV. Scan the QR code to unlock $60 off your first 3 months after your 2-week free trial. YouTube TV, try it free. Johannes gets the second to drop. New York has left some meat on the bone at the line, 6 of 10. Team that was second in the league in free throw shooting percentage this season at 83%. Young, what a vicious cut. And got stuck in the air. Play goes on or no? It's going to be a jump.
So is it Brianna Stewart or Courtney Vandersloot that's going to be part of this jump ball?
A critical question.
Is it little dog, or is it big dog, little dog? Oh, I guess it's either way, it's big dog. It's Brianna Stewart or JJ.
It's going to be Stewart and Young. Becky Hammond joked with us before the game. We haven't won a jump ball all series.
Didn't they win it today?
Yes.
I asked Becky Hammond, do you have jump ball plays? And she said, absolutely, this is something we work on. Check the movement around the perimeter of it.
And that is going to be a violation.
And when they really can't win it, they intentionally violate.
Right. See if you can get away with it, and if not, at least you can get your defense set.
That's right.
Kayla George on the bench now for the Aces. 11 points tonight. Had 2 total in the postseason before the season. Stewart working Clark. Shoots over and banks it in.
Tell you what, though, Alicia Clark has not let Brianna Stewart get any easy looks throughout the course of
AC
these
was doing
finals.
her big
Nice
one
job on
this
Stewart
game.
throughout the season in general. Wilson from 13, smooth.
All day.
She had the long arms of Jonquil Jones and Brianna Stewart contesting.
15 points, 12 rebounds for Wilson. Vandersloot lays it in. 14 points, 6 assists for Courtney Vandersloot.
Most confident she's looked in the entire playoffs.
A 5-time All-Star playing like it. Wilson back to work, spinning and finishing. My goodness,
Look,
Asia
Wilson was there to play. So good.
Vandersloot couldn't hit. Wilson the rebound, her 13th. Opportunity for Vegas, down 5. Wilson. Olsen trying to get it to her. Wilson into the lane and gets the foul call. Becky Hammond has been begging for it. And the call is made.
Asia Wilson just doing such a good job here in the third quarter, attacking the basket, hitting tough shots. I mean, the spin, strong left hand, and then here gets the foul called as she attacks the basket. Oh, that looked like it should have been a jump ball, no? With Jonquil Jones?
No, Rebecca, don't be adding stuff.
Instead, Wilson
Leave it
goes
as
to the
foul.
line. The Vegas sideline has been working the officials relentlessly on some of those entries to Wilson. And that time able to get the whistle.
I love Chelsea over there coaching. Like, we needed that for sure.
How about Asia Wilson? This is the second free throw, but has scored the last 9 Vegas points here in this third. Stewart, good look. Short. 3 for 13 from the floor. Plum. Off to Clark. Into the lane. Clark lays it in.
There you go,
It's a
AC.
one-possession game.
Look at this. 49-51.
Vandersloot thought about it. Vandersloot into the paint. Knocked out of bounds. Going to stay here with New York.
2 points,
Alicia
y'all.
Clark being
2
in this
points.
moment before, and she continues to battle defensively, and then here sees the lane, takes it in for an easy 2.
Ionescu will come and get Johannes. Thornton, Stewart, Vandersloot, Laney, the others on the floor for New York. Jonquil Jones on the bench now. 3 fouls for Jones. Vandersloot into Ionescu. Vandersloot in the corner. Can't hit. Wilson the rebound, her 14th. And the Aces with a chance to tie or take the lead. Young underneath. Clark lays it in. This game is tied at 51.
Yeah, baby.
A 7-0 Aces run. Ionescu throws it away. Off the steal. Aces running. Colson behind.
They're behind the back,
Clark
baby.
can't finish it, but a foul.
Oh, if that would have went in, y'all.
For Las Vegas. What
Yes.
a march to the end of this third quarter from the defending champion Aces.
What incredible toughness shown by the Aces in this game 4, starting on the defensive end where they've made their mark and then pushing it the other way.
Look at
Sydney
Sid.
Colson with all kinds of confidence delivering it to Clark.
Wow. And how about not being a part of the rotation? You're thrust into this game because of injuries, and you're confident enough to make a pass.
Oh,
like
that was so
in
pretty.
a tie game, waning moments of the third quarter of the finals. As Clark gives Vegas its first lead since it was 9-8.
And Colson's done an admirable job on the defensive end, fighting over screens multiple times each possession.
Clark hits them both. A 9-0 Vegas run. New York led by 12 earlier this quarter. 2 seconds left in it. Ionescu gets fouled by Colson. That will be her 5th.
That's an impactful foul in this game. Sydney Colson, as we said, has been really good defensively, and the way she fights, you see Kayla George is about to come back in. But Colson has given Vegas great minutes here in game 4.
And obviously a big difference between going small with Colson or big with George. Vegas had a foul to give there, so side out of bounds, 2.6 left in the third. Ionescu looking in. Has to get it in bounds, goes cross court to Thornton, she'll fire. No, and that will do it for the third. The Aces, the best third quarter team in the league by far this season.
2 points,
Outscored
baby.
New York 23-12 in the frame and have a 2-point lead after 3. Courtney Vandersloot is with Holly Ruff.
Flutie 14.
All right, let me get out of here. So, y'all just saw that. We came back. Asia put the team on her back. She scored 9 points through the first half and ended up scoring, was it 10? 10, or I got to look it up, 10 or 11, or maybe 10, the third quarter itself. Yep, AC too. AC, when Asia wasn't scoring, AC was, and AC was on the D, like it was pause. Crazy. Like her defense that she plays is, and especially in the fourth, when we watch the fourth quarter and it gets down to the nitty gritty, like the way that AC played on Stewie, not only was she having a bad shooting game, but you got AC on you as well. Not a lot was going up. So, I mean, crazy. And then Sydney, although she has at this point 5 fouls, those were 5 fouls that could have went to other, players, could have went to Jackie or Kelsey or Asia. So Sid, even though she had those 5 fouls, she was in there for a reason. And I'm just proud of her to go in and play that role and absorb those fouls, because that helps. Like, you rather her get the fouls than, like I said, Asia or Plum or Young or, even AC. So let's see, the third quarter, Asia had, no, she didn't because she missed that free throw. So 9 points she had in the third quarter. Alicia Clark had 6 points. Kayla George had 6 points because she hit those 2 threes. Jackie Young had 2 points. That behind the back pass from Sid, crazy. Like it's so good. Vegas outscored New York Liberty 23 points to 12. And at the end of the third quarter, when no one thought we can do it, we are now leading this game by 2 points. It was at this point I was like, I already believed in the team. Like, I already had belief that we could win this game, but it was at this point where I'm like, we weren't beat down. Like, a lot of the mistakes were our own. We stayed within 9 points of New York, and now we're leading going into the fourth. Like, we might just win this game. Like, I really want them to. So let's just see what happens. So, it was a nail biter. Fourth quarter, when I tell y'all my stomach was in full of knots, I couldn't even finish watching it live. I was watching the scores pop up on my phone. I was watching like the live box scores because I could not. At a certain point, when we watch the fourth quarter next week, so join me next Tuesday. When we watch the fourth quarter next week, I will show y'all at what point I just stopped watching the game because when I tell y'all my nerves, the way my nerves were set up, I just couldn't do it. Let's see, what did DJ say? Yeah. No, I know she can do it. She just didn't have the opportunity to do a lot of that with the Aces. So although it was surprising to a lot of people, even with our bench, like they were saying, like Kayla is big in Australia. Like she's a real baller. Just because she doesn't get that many points or get that much time with the Aces doesn't mean she's not a good player. AC is 6th Woman of the Year. Sid can play. KB can play. Coates can play. So, I mean, we don't have, like, anybody that's, like, scrubs, which is why I was saying, like, why, like, even with Chelsea out, and that's going to be a big hole to fill, you still have your core 3 players, and then you add AC to that, and the people on our bench, when their number is called, they can play when needed. So, yeah, Kayla missed a lot of threes, but the threes that we needed fell in, and we won the game. So that's all that matters at this point. So, yes, please join me next week, next Tuesday. If everything works out okay, I'll be back here live next Tuesday for us to watch this fourth quarter, and we're going to celebrate like we're watching it for the first time. You see, I'm wearing my championship shirt. I'll have my either the championship, I said shirt, my hat, either the championship shirt or the Asia Why You Mad shirt, the Slam cover shirt. But yeah, I think that's about it. Thank y'all for that tuned in and watched me live. And those of you that are going to watch later, I appreciate y'all. Go ahead, if you haven't, give me a thumbs up, guys. Go ahead and thumbs up right now if you can, so I can get out in the algorithm. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe. Check out my other videos. I'm sure there's things that you may like. I hope there are some things on there. I talk Aces, but I also have a podcast, so I talk music, entertainment, news stories, personal stories, all kind of stuff. So check out all that stuff on my homepage of YouTube. You can find everything there. I have shout out to Mochi Loves Basket. That's whose video this is. Usually I have them. I have a link to the full game down below. So if that's not linked, I will get that linked. Yeah, so that's all I have. Join me next Tuesday. Next Tuesday around this same time, we will watch the fourth quarter, and then we'll talk about what else we're going to do until basketball comes back. I play NBA 2K, the WNBA version, so if anybody wants to watch me play badly, you can watch me on Twitch. I do that every now and then, so if you're not subscribed, go ahead and do that there, and you can catch me whenever I live stream on Twitch. So that's about it. I will see y'all next week. Talk to y'all later. Peace out.